Hello, everyone, and thanks again for joining Napkin Numbers with Freeman Lunt. Today, we're going to talk about the flaws in your business and how it can impact your company when you're trying to sell it.
There's really like four areas that we kind of take a look at. You know, we got products, workforce, or industry. We take a look at your customers. But I mean, the first one that you really want to take a look at and say, well, where do I have flaws? My products. I mean, what you want to take a look at in your products is, are they diverse? Am I selling like one thing? The only thing I sell is like a toothpick? Because if it is, then you have to understand, well, how special am I? Right? What sets me apart? How do I differentiate? How do I get my sales out?
Better have a damn good toothpick.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I mean, you never know. But yeah, but if you got just one product, you got to be able to tell that story. And so what buyers are looking for is they're looking for that diversity. And we want to be able to tell whatever your story is, to highlight that product or those products in the best light possible. If we're out in the planning phase 3 to 5 years in advance, you may have opportunity to introduce new product lines or understand what exactly works for you and reduce product lines. But generally, the more diverse your product lines are, the more appealing you'll be to buyers.
I'm going to talk a little bit about workforce. Let's think about a service-based business. I'm a plumber. My constraint for growth is labor. If I only have a couple folks working for me, it's going to be tough. Or I should say, it's not going to be as attractive to a buyer. Say, hey, there's all this upside and there's all this plumbing work out there. Well, yeah, but I got to go find the labor to go win that business, right? So workforce is a big one. It's something that gets evaluated a lot when buyers come to the table and they're checking out companies.
And that's a good point. Another overlooked one, though, that we brought up in our list was the industry. I think sometimes as a small business owner, you get really caught up in what I do, how I do it, why I'm special. And then you forget there's a whole bunch of other people doing the same thing you are. And that there's risks that come up that could negatively impact your business that have nothing to do with you. If you're in an industry that does really well during economic expansion, let's say you're in a restaurant and you rely on people with discretionary income, you start to get into a recession, that's going to impact not just you, but everybody in your industry. And so part of what we do is that timing of when is the right time for you to exit your company and not just what your company is. So your industry could be a huge factor in what the actual value is to a buyer group.
Definitely. And rolling into the last one, which I would say is probably the most important if you're getting financing, is your customers, right? So let's say you're a manufacturer or distributor and you've got 80% of your business with one customer and the rest is made up of five or six other customers, right? In financing, they call that customer concentration. That's a risk. If that one customer goes after you take over, what happens to that business? Probably toast, right? That's not a situation that you want to be in, and it's a really tough sell for a bank or any type of lender to get behind that. So customer list is important. You really got to do your due diligence on who you are selling to, who you're doing business with, and how you can expand on it, how diverse it is, and how you can grow that and move it forward.
Yep, great points. Well, that's really it. This episode of Napkin Numbers is over. We appreciate you tuning in, taking a few minutes to hear what we've got to say. Make sure that you click subscribe and the like button and everything else down there. So we'll see you next time.